Welcome to Center Ice Heist Productions. It is October 31st, the day after the October 30th game between the Habs and Vegas. And this is a review of the game last night. Unfortunately, it was a late game at 11:30 p.m. here. Was just too late to stay up for, so I had to stick to the highlight reels, and the reports of the game from certain reporters that wrote up on it. So please, first, hit the likes and subscribes down below in your right-hand corner. We'd muchly appreciate it. We appreciate all your help and support. And let's try to tell your friends and family about it as well and try to grow the channel, a good community for us to go over things. You can leave your comments as well. So this is a review of last night's game. Great showing, great positives by the Habs in this one, which really shocked me because I expected them to get blown out. Really, what can you say? This turned into a 3-2 victory by Vegas in a shootout. That tells you something in itself right there. For the Habs to have been in this game that close, to push it that far, there's quite a big step there with the defending Stanley Cup champions. And when a few of the Vegas players were interviewed, they were quite impressed with how well the Habs played and came out at them. And they said they gave them quite a time. They were quite shocked how well the Habs came. And that's a good positive for us. And did we ever, when you look at the shot volumes, if the stats mean anything, the 39 shots to 25, that's quite a difference. That shows the Habs were, and we've been outshot a lot this season. There's only been a couple games now, with this one included, that we've outshot the opponents. So they really did seem to take it to Vegas, but it shows Vegas's veteran experience able to weather the storm. And Adam Hill looked like he was pretty darn good in this game. He did make a mistake in it, though. However, we're going to get right down to the stats. Okay, let's very good game. 3 stars. Shea Theodore was the first star because he got the shootout winner. Adam Hill stopped 37. He was the second star. William Carrier had a goal. He was the third star. Okay, the first period game starts. Vegas starts off the scoring at 15:06 in the first period. A power play goal. Paul Cotter, assisted by William Karlsson and Alex Pietrangelo on the power play. So our penalty kill failed there. Second period, we get a fortunate break where Adam Hill misplays the pucks right on into the slot to Sean Monahan while we're killing a penalty, shorthanded goal. Great goal, and it always seems to be Monahan who gets the wheels rolling for the Habs. I love his composure. So great for us to get us back into this. At 18:10, however, Vegas took back the game, the lead. William Carrier gets the goal, assisted by Chandler Stevenson and Jack Eichel. But third period comes, 15:42. Nick Suzuki scores his second goal of the season, assisted by Harvey Pinard at 15:42, and Cole Caulfield. Overtime solved nothing. We went into the shootout. Nick Suzuki scored the first goal. Marchessault right behind him scored a goal to even it up. The shooters got nothing until the 7th shooter, and that's where Shea Theodore scored. And looking at this overall, and we'll get into the stats real fast, and then I'll tell you my opinions here. 39 shots to 25 in favor of Habs, 23-20 in hits in favor of Vegas, 39 to 26 in face-offs in favor of Habs. Here we go back into our lame power play. That's why I say we're not out of the woods in fixing this. We've had sparks, but we're nowhere near out of the woods. It's still a problem. 0 for 4, you got to cash in. 1 for 3 for Vegas. They cashed in at least 1 on theirs. Penalty minutes, we were much more disciplined. 6 compared to their 8. 9 giveaways each. 12 takeaways compared to our 4. And block shots, 18-11 for them compared to, right? And then we did hear that Marty St. Louis was not happy with the officiating at some point in this game. So it sounded like some questionable calls were made and the waves came at us. But He was quite happy with the result of his players, and I would be too, that they did not cave to those bad calls. Going against, the waves coming against the rain, they held together as a team, stuck together, pulled this great effort out, and this was a great show of the growth the Habs have made. Instead of collapsing, they hung in, and this could have went either way. Great performance, and like I said, even the Stanley Cup champs thought so as well. So good on the Habs. Shows a good resolve from and much more discipline. Penalty minutes were down, but in a better area of things, um, where we were more respectable. So this was good to see discipline and see the great attitude of staying in it, not giving up. This is a great sign of growth. Shows the rebuild is on the right track. So with that being said, go Habs go. I'm pumped. I'm very excited with the results of this. It's if they can just cling to this and realize how well things are going, um, this is something to build off of. And the only thing I will say, I looked at in looking at the highlights, the one thing that bothered me was a couple of these goals looked pretty weak on Montembeault. And it's my same complaint is this wanting to go down too soon, impatience, not waiting out the shooter. That combination is where he seems to be off a bit. And a lot of goaltenders in the league are. Um, and there's no doubt. I mean, he hasn't proven to me he's definitely not the starter. It's definitely hands down. Jake Allen is the leader right now. Is showing he's been stymied, with tons of shots and held the Habs in his games. Faced much more pressure and has kept his stability there and kept his composure. And he's definitely the starter for us at this point with games played. And this is why probably St. Louis, where everybody was wondering why he never named Montembeault at the beginning of the year the starter, because Montembeault had to still came to show this was for real, that this wasn't just a fluke. So, unfortunately, with the starting of the season, he's played okay. He hasn't played to the point where he was last year, to show a sign of taking that starter role. No. And now I see why, and we should all see why St. Louis did not name him the starter, because now you're seeing right now it's clearly Allen, hands down. So we have to have, there's a lot of people that don't seem to appreciate Allen. I do, and get behind your goaltender and get behind this team. When the time is right, one of these young goaltenders eventually will. But right now, that backup spot, where the fight will be between Montembeault and Primo. We'll see what happens. But at this point in time, Allen's your starter, and probably until in the future somebody decides to step up. Because right now it doesn't look like we have a starter behind Allen. So with that being said, though, great positives, moving in a great move in the right direction. Positives for our rebuild. Keep up the good work, Habs. They all deserve a tap on the back from the sounds of the reports of this game. Were quite outstanding reviews. So go Habs, go. And let's see what happens in Arizona. This will be a good, hard-fought game. It could go either way. Both young squads, although I get concerned when I see them blowing out. I believe they blew out the Blackhawks the other night 8-1. That's kind of scary. However, we'll see what happens. They got a good young team there. They're kind of underrated. So let's not take them for granted. That would be my first message to the Habs. And we'll see what happens. Should be an exciting game, and hopefully it's earlier than the Vegas game so we can watch it. And thank you for joining me. Tell your friends and family. Pass on the word of the channel. Let's try to get 150 views. I appreciate your support and help. I love hearing your comments. Just keep them respectable, because we don't tolerate anybody degrading our followers or myself, the channel. Disrespect is not necessary in this day and age. Life is hard enough, and we're here to analyze games together and have fun with it. And that's how it will be, but it will be done respectfully. So thank you for joining me. Where's the Puck Droppers here at Center Hice Productions. And thank you. We will catch you. Be safe out there on Halloween. Keep your kids safe. And God bless you. We will catch you in the review against the Coyotes Thursday night. God bless.